Welcome back to the channel, Hobby1 Kenobi here. Today I'm continuing work on the Hasegawa AH-64A Apache in 1/48 scale. There's a lot to cover, so let's jump right into it. I begin by dry brushing the cockpit's surface details with oils. A quick tip when dry brushing, make sure to vary your brush strokes in different directions to create more depth. If this effect is too harsh, I'll often soften it by blending the lighter color with a larger, softer brush. Next, I masked the interior of the canopy and airbrushed Tamiya NATO Black. Once that dried, I carefully removed the masks. In order to lift the tape corners, I usually use an X-Acto blade, but I pull the tape away with plastic tweezers to avoid any damage to the clear plastic. Despite masking, sometimes small paint bits will still get to the windows. In those cases, I'll take a toothpick, bite the tip to flatten it, and gently scrape the paint off. With the canopy ready, it was time to mount it to the cockpit. The fit was excellent, no major gaps, so I applied a thin layer of CA glue along the seams to seal everything in place. Moving on, I noticed that the grab handles on the helicopter were much too thick, and the attachment holes were oversized. To fix this, I filled the holes with small, square pieces of thin plastic. I then fashioned new, more scale-appropriate grab handles from thin plastic rod. Now, let's tackle the front section of the helicopter. With all of the pieces added, I found that a seam would be visible. To fix this, I applied Tamiya extra thin cement, squeezed the halves together, and covered the seams with thin plastic. Airbrushing the base color, I started with the underside of the helicopter and worked my way up to the top, taking my time due to the many angles and hard-to-reach spots. Once the base coat was down, I mixed some tan into the color and sprayed a bit haphazardly around over the surface. This helps break up the monotony of the dark green and gives the model a bit more visual interest. After that, I masked off the areas for the black wing walkways, sprayed them with NATO Black, and once that dried, I carefully removed the masks. At this stage, I applied a coat of Mission Models gloss to prep the model for the decals and the oil wash. Applying the decals took a bit of patience, as I used a fair amount of Walther's decal solution to get them to conform properly. Once the decals were set and dry, I sprayed another coat of Mission Models gloss over the top. Remember, decals will soak up any wash, so they must be sealed. Given the number of rivets and seams on this helicopter, it was the perfect candidate for an oil wash. I let the wash dry, then gently used Q-tips to remove any excess and reveal the detailed surface. Finally, once everything was fully dried and set, I sealed the model with a light coat of Tamiya Flat Clear. Next, I started to remove the canopy masks. Once the main rotor and rotor blades were painted, I moved on to scratch building a few wires to add some extra detail. I had to make a replacement connector for the rotor as one of the original 4 pieces somehow vanished, swallowed perhaps by the infamous carpet monster. Next up, it was time to attach the Hellfire missile packs. The windshield wipers were another area I decided to upgrade. Instead of using the standard kit parts, I made my own from plastic. This involved cutting stretched sprue to size and shaping various pieces to form the wipers. It's a pretty tedious process, but it's these little details that really elevate the final build and make the model feel more realistic. To finish off the helicopter, I used oil paints to highlight the center panels. I carefully apply a lighter color to specific areas and blend it in with a soft brush. Then I go over with a black oil wash to add more depth and bring out the details where needed. And here she is, all finished. The build took a bit longer than I expected, mainly due to the number of parts and sub-assemblies. Overall, this kit was a pleasure to work with, though I can understand why this subject has been revisited and re-released in 1/35th scale. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to stay tuned for more updates. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.